Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we'll be taking a look at updating our rooted Pixel 4 or Pixel 4 XL to the January security update that was just released a few days ago. Now my phone is here rooted with Magisk and I have a few modules here. So we'll be updating a Pixel 4, hopefully that's similar to yours. And today we'll be using the factory images and using Magisk Manager to patch the boot image. Now if you want to take the OTA instead because you don't feel like downloading a 1.2 gigabyte file every month, go ahead and check out my previous video. I'll have that linked below and also in the top right here. And if you want to follow that, you can do that as well. But this is just another method of updating. This is what I'm going to do now. So to do this, you need to download a few things. Now, the first thing you need to download is the latest version of the SDK Platform Tools. Now, you should already have these when you first rooted your Pixel 4. And this is just ADB and fastboot, these programs we use on our computer to communicate with our phone. So we send commands there, as you would have seen and done. So download the latest one for your operating system here. You have to read and agree with the terms and conditions and click on the blue download link. I recommend saving everything into one folder just so it's easy to access. Now once you have those downloaded, we can now go over to the factory images and we can click on the right hand side here, Flame for Pixel 4, unless you have the Coral, which is the 4XL. Now we want to download the latest version here, and today is a good month to demonstrate this. It's only because we have 3 versions of the January security update, and these are for specific devices here. So this one here is for pretty much everyone. This one here is for people in Taiwan or Japan, and this one is for people who are using, I believe that's the NTT network, unless NTT Docomo is the whole network name. But this is a carrier in Japan, at least I know Docomo is. So if you're on the Docomo network, you want to choose the last one. If you're in Taiwan or Japan, you want to choose this one. And if you're not in those 2 places, then you can use this. So this is the one I've downloaded because I'm in Australia, and this one makes the most sense. Now this probably has slight improvements to do with like reception or the radio side of the phone. So I guess you could try those around, but I have downloaded this one. And once you have everything downloaded, which is 2 things, you'll also need the latest version of Magisk Manager on your phone, but I'm sure you already have that because your phone is rooted. So I have these 2 files here, which is good. And what we want to do first up is to use the platform tools here. So let's open up this zip file and extract the platform tools into the Android folder. Now, if you already have these somewhere, you can use the same ones because I presume they are new, but just make sure they are up to date. So we can close this. And we also need to open up the factory image here. So let's open that up and then open the folder inside. And we want to extract the bootloader, the image.zip, and the radio image outside just like that. So these 3 files. Okay, and now we've extracted those 3 files, we can close this, and we need to open up the image.zip file that we just extracted. And you want to extract the boot image from inside and put that outside, just like that. And there we go. So that's pretty much all we need to do on our computer. And before I forget, there is one more thing that we need to do on our phone, and that is to make sure that we have USB debugging enabled, because I'll be using ADB to copy files from our computer to our phone and from our phone to our computer. It just makes it a lot easier if we just type out everything. So you need that enabled, and if you don't know what that is, you need to go to the settings, and then you'll need to go to the bottom and enable developer options. You should have already done this. I have already done this as well. Once you've enabled the developer options, go to System and Advanced, go to the developer options, scroll down a bit, make sure automatic system updates is unchecked, and then you can come down to USB debugging and enable this. And I'm going to tap this revoke button, but you don't have to do that. I need to show you something. If this is your first time using USB debugging, you will get a prompt come up to allow USB debugging on your phone. So I'll show you in a second what that looks like, but let's head over back to our computer for the time being. Now with the platform tools folder, you want to open that up, and then in the address bar, we need to type in CMD. Now this opens up a command prompt window that's already changed its directory to the platform tools. So that means we can run any of these programs that are inside here. So if we try to type in fastboot to run that program, you can see it ran. And if we type ADB to run ADB, you can see that has also run as well. So once you have this open, I will be using my console emulator. Just makes it easier for me to zoom. So once you have the command prompt window open, you can go back to the Android folder where everything else is. And the first thing we want to do is type in ADB devices and hit enter. This will start up the ADB daemon, and this will also prompt you to allow USB debugging on your phone. So what you need to do here is tap on always allow from this computer so it doesn't ask you every time, and then tap on allow. And you can see, or you saw on our computer before that it said it was unauthorized. And if we type in the same command again, you can now see that it is connected as a device, which is good. So that's what we want. So the first thing we want to do is copy the stock boot image to our phone so we can use Magisk Manager to patch it. So let's type in adb push, and we want to push this boot image. And if you can't drag and drop a file like that, you can hold Shift and right click on the file that you need and then click on copy as path. And once you've done that, I'll just get rid of this here. And if you right click to paste, you'll get the full path to the file that you need. So that's also very handy. And we want to put this on our phone into the SD card. And so we type in / SD card /, hit enter, and that'll transfer the boot image to our phone, which is good. And that's all we need to do for now. So let's head over back to our phone. And this is when we need to open up Magisk Manager. And once we have that open, we need to tap on install again, and then tap on select and patch a file. And you need to enable show internal storage. So tap on the 3 dots and tap on show internal storage. I've already done that. And from there, you should be able to go to Pixel 4 on the right-hand side menu. We need to find the boot image file, and this is it down here. And this will download Magisk and patch the stock boot image with Magisk to install Magisk onto it, which is excellent. So you don't need root to do this, of course. And this is where our file is located in this directory. So we'll be using ADB to get that from our phone and put it onto our computer, specifically into this Android folder. So let's type in ADB pull, and then we'll type in the location of the patched image. So let's type in / sdcard / download with a capital D, and then type in magisk_patched.img, and leave a space after that, and then after the space, put in 2 dots. Now the 2 dots represents the parent directory, and this is our current directory, so Android is our parent directory, and this is where everything else is. So if I hit enter, we should see the magisk_patched image appear in the Android folder, and there it is. So that's good. So this will be a bit different if you don't have the exact same layout as we do here, so just keep that in mind. And once you have it on your computer somewhere, we can now go ahead and go back to our phone here and do one last check before we reboot. So this is a good time to back up anything that you might need. And this is also a good time to disable any modules that you might need to disable. Now, module like the ActiveEdge mod will automatically disable itself if it's not the right version. So I can leave that enabled. Things like edexposed, you might want to disable or just double check that it won't cause any problems. I would usually disable it, but everything else that I have here looks just about fine. So I'm going to reboot my phone into the bootloader, and this is when we're going to start the updating process. So let's tap on restart here and hold the volume down button as soon as the screen turns black or freezes. And then we'll just wait here for a little bit until our phone actually turns off and then boots into the bootloader. There we go. So it should look something like this. Once that's in, let's go to our computer here and let's type in fastboot devices. And there we go. So this is this version of, this is my serial number and my phone is connected in fastboot. But once everything is okay, let's flash the latest bootloader image. And we can do that by typing in fastboot /bootloader, leave a space after the word bootloader and drag in the bootloader image and hit enter. Again, you might have to hold Shift and right click to get the path. But once you've done that, let's type in fastboot reboot bootloader because we want to use the new bootloader that we've just installed. Okay, that's good. And once you've done that, let's flash the new radio image. So let's type in fastboot /radio, leave a space after the word radio and drag in our radio image, hit enter, and this will also install the radio and modem to our phone. Update the modem, okay. Once we've done that, let's type in the fastboot reboot bootloader command again, or you can press up on your arrow keys to go back to the previous command and hit enter. So we need to reboot back into the bootloader one last time, and here's where we're going to do the update. So let's type in fastboot skip-reboot space update space, and then drag in the image.zip file and hit enter. Now why we type in skip reboot is we don't want our phone to automatically restart because sometimes it's a bit of a pain to get your phone back into the bootloader so we can flash the Magisk patched image. So this will save us possibly a few minutes. So our phone will stay in fastboot mode once this is finished, and our phone is now currently booting into the fastboot D mode, this new mode where they flash other files, which is interesting. You can access this mode via the recovery if you so wish. So we're going to wait for this to install, and after this we'll flash the patched boot image to finish off. Okay, so everything is finished and everything looks okay. We're still in the fastboot D mode, so I'm going to reboot the phone back into the bootloader, just so we can see the regular bootloader. I'm not sure if it's actually necessary, but I guess you can try it out and let me know. So I'm going to type in fastboot reboot bootloader, and that'll boot us back into the normal bootloader, where we'll top it off by flashing the Magisk_patched image here. So let's type in fastboot flash boot, leave a space after boot, and drag in the Magisk_patched image and hit enter. And this will install the patched Magisk image to our phone. And we should be able to press start, and let's go and see if we can boot into Android. So if your phone doesn't make it past this part, you may have a stray module there. But luckily, since we have USB debugging enabled, we'll be able to access ADB shell, and you can type in a command to actually get Magisk to remove all the modules and reboot your phone. I'll leave a link to that down below and also have it up on the screen here, but I'll have more details in the description in case your phone doesn't turn on after this point. Alternatively, if that doesn't work or you don't have USB debugging enabled, you can flash the stock boot image that we extracted earlier, so the one we got from inside the image zip file. You can flash this, and this will also restore your phone, so do keep that in mind. But hopefully our phone should boot up very soon, and we'll be able to see the January update, which does have some improvements for the Pixel series. So this is probably a pretty good update to take. So we'll just wait here for our phone to turn on, and here it is. Everything is still there, my wallpaper is still there. Okay, there we go, everything's just loading up here. It's going to finish the system update here. Why don't we check on Magisk Manager, and hopefully we are still rooted. Yes, we are, that's good, and Magisk Manager is up to date. And you can see the modules, Active Edges disable itself, which is expected, and we should have an update for it as well. So there we go, thanks for watching guys, and this is how you update your rooted Pixel 4 using the factory images. This is in the meantime where we don't have TWRP for the Pixel 4, or pretty much for any Android 10 phone, or the one that comes with Android 10. So this is how you do it. So if you have any other questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. But even better yet, please join us over on Discord. I have a link to that down below as well. It's just easier to maintain conversations there and to share images and even talk in person if you need help like that. So thanks for watching guys, and as always, happy flashing.